welcome back. So what we're looking at today is lesson 6. So it is interpreting rates. So we're going to be looking at lots of rates of change here. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So cooking oatmeal. Priya, Han, and Lynn, and Diego are all on a camping trip with their families. The first morning, Priya and Han make oatmeal for the group. The instructions for a large batch say bring 15 cups of water to a boil, then add 6 cups of oats. Priya says the ratio of cups of oats to the cups of water is 6 to 15. That's 0.4 cups of oats per cup of water. Han says the ratio of cups of water to cups of oats is 15 to 6. That's 2.5 cups of water per cup of oats. Who is correct? Explain your reasoning. So, using the table to help us, we have the 15 to 6. That's our relationship that it tells us for this recipe for the large batch. So, if we want to get down to 1, remember, we divide 15 by 15 to get 1. So, we take 6 and we divide it by 15. So, we end up with 6/15, which is 0.4. So that means for 1 cup of water, we have 0.4 cups of oats. Now, ignoring this middle line for right now, going from 6 to 1, how do we do that? Well, we divide it by 6. So we're going to take 15 and divide it by 6, which, guess what, gives us 2.5. So for 1 cup of oats, per cup of oats, there's 2.5 cups of water. So they're both correct. So there are 2 unit rates when we're dealing with these sort of situations. There's taking it in terms of cups to or water to oats and oats to water. So looking at it both directions. So we have reciprocal unit rates. So reciprocal is your keyword for this lesson. All right, for number 2. The next week, and after the camping trip, Lynn and Diego decide to cook a large batch of oatmeal to have breakfast ready for the whole week. Lynn decides to cook 5 cups of oats. How many cups of water should she boil? Diego boils 10 cups of water. How many cups of oats should he add into the water? So each of them are looking at using a different starting amount for how much they want to start with. So we're going to use different, each of our unit rates to solve these. So when we have 5 cups of oats, we want to look at when we have the 1 cup of oats, and we're going to multiply it by our 2.5. So we're going to take 5 times 2.5, and we're going to get 12.5. So 12.5 cups water. Now, Diego is taking and boiling the 10 cups of water. So now we're starting with water. So we want to take the 1 water to 4/10 cups of oats. So we're going to take 10 times 0.4, which is going to give us 4 cups of oats. So having these 2 different unit rates makes it a lot easier to solve when we're dealing with the opposite situations. So did you use Priya's rate of 0.4 cups of oats per water or Han's rate, 2.5 cups of water per cup of oats, to help you answer each of the previous questions? Why? Well, we used both. So we used Priya's when we had 10 cups of water and wanted to find oats. We used Hans when we had 5 cups of oats and wanted to find water. So they're reciprocals of each other. All right. Cheesecake, milk, and raffle tickets. For each situation, find the unit rates. A cheesecake recipe says Mix 12 ounces of cream cheese with 15 ounces of sugar. So how many ounces of cream cheese are there for every ounce of sugar? So that means we're going to divide by the 15. So 12 15ths, which reduces down, both of these are divisible by 3, to 4/5, which is the same thing as 0.8 ounces. Now for B, how many ounces of sugar is that for every ounce of cream cheese? So the reverse. So we already set up this. It's just the reciprocal. So that means it's 5/4 or 1¼ ounces of sugar per cream cheese. For number 2, my family drinks a total of 10 gallons of milk every 6 weeks. How many gallons of milk does the family drink per week? So that means week is the one we're dividing by. So 10 divided by 6, which gives us 5/3, which is 1 2/3 gallons of milk for per week. Per week. For B, how many weeks does it take the family to consume 1 gallon of milk? So now we're doing the flip of this. So 6 divided by 10, which gives us 0.6 weeks to drink a gallon. So it takes them less than a week to drink a gallon of milk. All right, for number 3, Tyler paid $16 for 4 raffle tickets. What's the price per ticket? So we take 16, divide it by 4, so we end up with $4. How many tickets is that per dollar? Well, we flip this around, 4/16, which is the same thing as 1/4, which is 0.25 of a ticket per dollar. All right. For each problem, decide which unit rate from the previous situations you prefer to use. Next, solve the problem and show your thinking. So if Lynn wants to make extra cheesecake filling, how much cream cheese will she need to mix with 35 ounces of sugar? So we have the sugar. Let's look back up here. We know sugar is the 1 for every ounce of sugar. So we're going to multiply by the 0.8 or the 4/5. So we're going to take 35 times 0.8, which is going to give us 28 ounces of cream cheese. For B, how many weeks will it take my family to finish 3 gallons of milk? So we're looking at, we've got our value for milk, so we want to find where our milk is 1, which is right here, the 6/10. So we're going to take 3 times 6/10, because that's how much of a week it takes to drink 1 gallon. And that's going to give us 1.8 weeks. And for the last one, C, how much would all 1,000 raffle tickets cost? So we are going to take, and we want to know, or we're looking at total tickets. So we're going to take the cost per ticket and multiply it by the 1,000. So 1,000 times 4 is going to give us $4,000. So the different unit rates can help us when we're solving different problems, depending on what information we're given and what information we are looking for. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.